Hello and welcome back to Made by Michelle. I'm Michelle and thanks for joining me today. So I thought I would make a video of all of the things that I made in 2023. Well, all of the garments that I made in 2023. I can make a video of all of the non-garments that I made in 2023. Just let me know in the comments below if you want to see that besides garments. And I had between February and May of 2023, we had a kitchen sort of disaster where I couldn't do any sewing at all because my where I normally sew, this space was full of the all of the stuff out of our kitchen. The yeah, everything that came out of our kitchen had to go somewhere, so it came into here. And so anyway, I couldn't sew. So anyway, there was time off last year, which amazes me because I still managed to sew 31 garments, actually 32. One of them isn't, I don't have a picture of. So, but I know I sewed it. So anyway, you'll just have to take my word for it. In January, the first thing I sewed was a couple of pairs of boxer briefs. One of them was a Georgian ginger pattern, which my daughter finds extremely comfortable, but she doesn't wear them as a replacement for underwear. She more wears them as like sleep shorts. Same with the So-So boxer briefs. They are less comfortable, though I sewed them in a really cute fabric, which again, I will put a picture in, and super cute. And I made her a little bralette, which I'll try to take a picture in. So it ends up being a really cute little set. Although she hasn't worn it as a set yet. I'm not going to put a picture of her in either of these things, but I will take pictures of the items. But anyway, they just end up being like sleep shorts, so or a sleep set. So we did find her some boxer briefs at a like the Hanes store, some female boxer briefs. So I'll keep looking for something like that. I'm sure that there are patterns out there, but it was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. But I gave it a try. I tried I might have even tried another pattern that just didn't work out at all. But anyway, there we go. The next thing I sewed was the Bertha cardigan out of the Tilly and the Buttons book. The book I had asked for my birthday the year before. And that I think was the first thing that I sewed out of it. I would love to sew a lot more things out of that book. The overalls, which I talked about overalls in my last video. But anyway, I haven't sewed anything else, but I would love to sew the Bertha cardigan again. You'll see on the cardigan that it has a different color banding, and that is because I ran out of the dusky blue fabric that I made the cardigan out of. And so I had to find a different color banding, and I went with a white banding that has little flowers in it. And I think it works very well for my wardrobe. Now, it isn't for everybody, but I wear it with, I just pick a color out of the flowers in the band that I put on it, and wear it with either a tank top or a turtleneck, depending on the season, or t-shirt, I suppose. I haven't worn it with a t-shirt, but and then I just wear it with a coordinating shirt. And yeah, I love it. It's so soft, and I love the way it fits. That is the next thing I sewed, and those were all three in January. And then in January, I started the January jacket plan with the Northern Soul Sisters, which is Tamlin, Ruanne, and Rachel, the Northern Soul Sisters. But the jacket was a lot harder to sew up than I anticipated. I'll just bend down here a second. It's easy to sew. It really wasn't that easy to sew, and I know big 4 patterns and all that. It's not that it wasn't easy to sew, it's just that the instructions are lacking, and I understand, you know, big 4 patterns don't always have the easiest instructions or the clearest instructions. There are a lot of problems with that pattern. I mean, I love the coat or jacket. It's not a coat, it's a jacket. It's a light jacket. I love it. It's wonderful. The print of the chambray denim that I used is fantastic. It goes with a lot of things. I'll put in a couple pictures because I styled it a couple of different ways. It is not a winter coat at all. It is a spring or fall coat. And I, again, will put in a couple pictures. But anyway, I need to do some finishing on the inside. I just need to figure out how I'm going to do that because there are no instructions on how to do that in the pattern. And as I've mentioned, I am relatively new to that kind of sewing. That is the first jacket I've ever sewn. That is the first collar, real collar I've ever sewn. Yeah, I need to work on it. But anyway, I was very proud of it. It looks beautiful on the outside. It does need some finishing on the inside to make me more proud of it. So anyway, that was March that I finished that. And again, it was hard to get to this space through the rest of that space, but that was the last thing that I completed because, yeah, the kitchen. So, yeah. Next thing I sewed was in June, and that was because I told my daughter that I would sew her a shirt for her graduation. She graduated high school in June of last year, and for their final orchestra concert, they were allowed to wear whatever they wanted as seniors. And after 4 years of wearing a strict black uniform dress, she picked out what she wanted and picked the fabric and picked the pattern. And so I made her something. And so I will put in a picture of it. We didn't get any pictures that day that we could find. So I'll just take a picture of her with the dress, the top on. And it was bare to sew. And I had to do some things. And I did make a video of that. I didn't do a sew along or anything, but I did a pattern review of it, and I don't know if I can, but if I can figure it out, I will put in a link to that review because yeah, it was a bear. Anyway, that was in June. And then but it's a super cute top, and yeah. In July, I sewed up a tank top for my sister, and I used a dress pattern that I have used several times for myself, thinking that she's a little bit bigger on the top than I am, and I thought, well, if I know her measurements, which I got from her, and I got her approval to make this style. Then I sewed it up and sent it off to her, and she said it was a little snug, but she loved the fabric, and it's beautiful fabric. But so anyway, I'll put a picture of that in there, and then I made a couple of Ellie Mac South Shore rompers. The first one was the galaxy print, which I absolutely love. The second one, I'm not in love with. I didn't have enough of either fabric to make the full thing, and so I mashed it up. Um, I did the top in one fabric and the bottom in another, and I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it like that or if I'm going to unpick it and do something different, but we'll see. I love the romper, but I'm not committed to that. We'll see. I never reached for it last year, but the Galaxy one I love. And then I made a Ellie Mac shirt because I love the bodice of the South Shore romper. Love the way it fits. I've made dresses out of the bodice of that. But I didn't have enough of this particular fabric to do anything else with. And I thought, wait, I'm going to make a top out of it. And I love the top. I wear it all the time. I wore it in the summer, wore it or in the spring. Well, I guess I didn't wear it in the spring, but I wore it all through the summer. And then I wore it through the winter. I've been wearing it through the fall and winter with a long sleeve shirt underneath it. So yeah, it's a winner, and I may make more of those. August, I made an Alien Mac linen tank, and so I used the Alien Mac pattern as a guide and used some. It's like a crinkle linen or I'm not even sure what the fabric was, but I found it in the linen section at Joann Fabrics. It's beautiful, and it goes with so many things. And again, I've worn it when it's not too awfully cold with a jacket or blazer over the top of it. And this winter and the fall, I wore it because I made it, September, August, but and I wore it in the summer. I love it. It's little tiny brown and coral flowers with some sage green in it, and fabulous. Love it. It is a little long, but that's okay because I tuck it in. Yeah. My daughter some little tiny kitty and corgi print McCall's pants that she wanted. They're like a 70s pattern. She picked it out. She loved them. She wore them. She wanted to wear them to college, and she picked out the pattern. And then I realized they didn't have pockets, and I told her about it, and she was really bummed and asked me if I could squeeze some pockets into them. And I decided I was just going to put my Butterick B6070 pockets into them, 6750, sorry. And so that worked out fine. So I put the pockets in them, and she is in love with them. She can't get enough. So she wore them, I think, to her first day at college. So got a bunch of compliments on them. So anyway, and then I made some watermelon sport shorts out of double gauze watermelon print that I got out of So Haley Jane D-Stash, not a D-Stash. It was a outlet. So it had been fabric that was in her boxes. And I don't get any of the boxes from So Haley Jane or any of the boxes because I just don't do any of that. And love them. September, started sewing some Halloween things. Sewed up a spooky vest. It's got big spiders and I think like cauldrons and skulls and things like that. Daughter and I both wear it, love it. And then got a big long list. There was some more of the kitty fabric left, so I made some sport shorts with it. And then that same pattern that had my daughter's wide leg 70 pants had a shirt. And so we'll put a picture of that shirt in here. And she picked this fabric out as well. She has not worn this shirt to school yet because I sewed it up in September. And yeah, she just hasn't worn it to school yet. She just wasn't sure how to tie it. She told me when she put it on the other day to take a picture. So I think now it's tied and she doesn't have to untie it to put it back on. So anyway, then sewed up a Mimi G spider sweatshirt. So I had some more of the spooky fabric left, but I didn't have enough to make the whole Mimi G sweatshirt. I love this sweatshirt. I have sewn it up before. I didn't have enough to do the whole thing, so I thought, hey, I'm going to color block it. So I cut the fabric at a, I'm sorry, not the fabric, the pattern at a diagonal, and the front and the back piece, and then I color blocked in some turquoise to match the other fabric, and I think it turned out pretty cool. So there's a tiny bit of puckering on the back, but yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I think it's very cool. And so that was September, and then in October I added another vest to our vest arsenal, and that was a orange bat vest, and I put gray, I used gray contrast on it, and then I sewed up some of my Butterick B6750 pants. I had 4 pair cut out. I got 3 pair successfully sewn up. That was the first pair, I guess, for the year. I thought I had sewn more than that, but I guess I'll settle for 3 last year. So the linen stripe pair, and then I got a rayon stripe pair. I never had a chance to wear the rayon stripe pair yet. I still need to hem them, but they are finished other than hemming them. I just don't know what shoes that I'll wear with them yet, so I haven't hemmed them. And from October on around here, it's kind of chilly. So anyway, and then I did my upcycled denim skirt and dress. And then I did my Ellie and Mac tank upcycle from a skirt that I had. And then November, I did gift in November. I made my sister a shirt. And from that, I used the Ellie and Mac curved hem tank pattern. And that one fit her. I have a picture of myself in it that I'll put. And then I did this Foxy Hem test. It's a Nala tank. I had to do a lot to make this fit me, a lot. But I did not sew up the size that they recommended because I do not like negative ease. So that could have been my fault. I will take some of the blame on that. I do like the way that it fits me now, but I did have to take 4 inches out of the shoulders and 3 inches out of the sides in order for it to fit me like it does today. But that was in the testing phase. I have not looked at the pattern again. I'm fine with it the way that it is. I don't know that I'll sew it up again. So, but it's a cute tank top today. And then I sewed up a fall vest for my daughter. She picked out the fabric, and she loves it. I did, I think, wear it once, and it's adorable. Very, very comfy, cozy. And then I sewed up my Butterick Christmas pants just in time to wear to a Christmas party with my husband's work. And I got so many compliments on them that night. I loved it. Unfortunately, I didn't get any photos that night, so but it was just one of those perfect nights where I had gone to the hairdresser that day. My hair was perfect. And I sewed up the pants when I got home because they're a quick sew. Well, when you've done it like 7 times. And yeah, it was fantastic. And I was feeling cute and accomplished, and it was wonderful. And I got like 7 compliments. And yeah, anyway, you know, those kind of days. And then I sewed up 3 pairs of sport shorts for my daughter for Christmas. The T sport shorts, the Planet sport shorts, and the Book sport shorts. I sewed up 3 Christmas vests. I'll put pictures in them. 2 of them have gnomes on them, and one of them has gingerbread men on them. And then I sewed up a couple of Christmas presents for friends, and that sums it up. So I sewed up 6 vests of the S9374. I sewed up 5 pairs of Friday Pattern Company sport shorts. I sewed up 3 pairs of Butterick 6750. I sewed up 3 Ellie Mac curved hem pocket tanks, and I sewed 2 Ellie Mac South Shore rompers plus a South Shore romper shirt hack. So, and then one of everything else. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I sewed up in 2023 as far as garments. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions about anything, or give me a like if you like this video. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. I do have a Ko-fi account. I'll try to link it below if anybody's interested in that. And thank you for joining me for the first time if you're new, and again if you're returning. Thanks for watching.